My name is Jason Lopez. I'm a student from Bishop Ward High School, and I recently just graduated. I am planning on attending UMKC, and I am a member of the Summer Mentoring Program of the Central Avenue Betterment Association. Today we have with us Mrs. Janice Witt, who is running for Wyandotte County Mayor/CEO. Hello, Mrs. Witt.
Hello, nice to meet you, Jason.
Nice to meet you too. So, my first question is, how long have you lived in Wyandotte County?
I've lived here all of my life. I went to White Church, Eisenhower, and Washington. From there, I went to UMKC. Go Roos!
Yes, go Roos. So, have you ever held an elected position before?
Not elected as in a municipality.
So please tell us about what experience you offer to the position of mayor.
I manage people. It's what I do. It's what I was trained to do. I also had several businesses, very successful businesses that I have run throughout the years before we retired. And when we retired, we decided to use those skills to help the community.
As mayor, how are you going to connect and work with the diverse community?
That's what we do every day. Well, every community has their needs. Wyandotte County's community is in need of care, and that is definitely what we bring to the table. We personally care for every single person that finds their way to us. If they ask for care or if we see that they need care, we bring to the table the ability to apply common sense solutions to very long-term problems that have been systemic in not only Kansas City, Kansas, but in the U.S. overall.
Before running for mayor, what kind of profession did you practice?
I owned a concrete construction company for many years. I was union. I was a union girl. Still am. Once union, always union. Go union. Yay, brotherhood, all that. My husband is a retired chiropractor, and I ran his office. When we got married 27 years ago, he decided that I needed to run both offices, and that's what I did. I ran his chiropractic office and my construction company out of the same space. And when I retired from that in, who cares what year, but when I retired from that, then we opened 2 coffee shops. And it was lovely. 2 coffee shops and 1 full line restaurant. We catered to Executive Beechcraft and many other places. So I've got lots of experience as far as running businesses to their point of success. I've enjoyed it. I love it. I care.
Provide an example of when you set expectations and monitor the performance of subordinates. What guidance and direction did you find most effective?
I think genuinely it is care and concern that most people can thrive on. I can use the projects that are on the back of this push card. The basic idea was we had a lot of people that were hungry in Kansas City, Kansas. There were a lot of people who had no way to get to food. We had food deserts. There were a lot of students in school who had angst and frustration because they were sitting in classes trying to learn in a hungry state. So we pulled the community together and created organizations to feed that need, to clothe that need. So it's still happening every day. And we are 501c3. So we brought together an entire diverse community to answer the need of that same diverse community.
Have you ever had any type of criminal records recently or in the past?
Nope. Clean as just straight up clean. I got nothing. I planned on that from the time I was very young. My mother said, if you don't get in trouble, you won't be in trouble. Mm-hmm. And I liked that. Yeah. And so I don't get in trouble. I stay clean to serve my community.
In your experience, what is key to developing a good community?
Honesty, transparency, accountability, and courage. You have to show care to your community. You have to be present for your community. You have to be honest with your community and courageous enough to stand up against the things that are wrong in your community. You can't diagnose a problem until you see it clearly and you're willing to state openly, these are the problems, these need to be fixed. And that doesn't mean that I don't care. It means that I care enough to see it.
How do you control your emotions when speaking to people or a large audience? Do you ever feel nervous or not feel confident?
I always feel confident. I think that it is important that you care. And if you're passionate and care for the thing that you're speaking on, you find a place of peace inside yourself and you live there and you speak from that place in honesty. I don't think there's any room for fear. I think it boils down to nervousness, and we can all stop and take a breath and clear our nervousness. I think it's important that we give that to each other.
Tell me about your team building skills.
Well, once again, I refer to the work that we do in the community and have done for 27 years and my whole lifetime. Everyone needs to feel ownership. If they don't feel ownership for the situation or for the conversation or the goal, then they're going to participate as if it's someone else's trouble. But if they own a little piece of it, then they're going to work hard like they own it. They're going to work hard to keep it afloat and moving forward and progressing for the betterment of our community.
How will you organize, plan, and deliver your work for the city?
Okay, well, to be honest, we already have that, a lot of that in place. We have people who have strategically studied the way things are and how to make them better. Because a huge portion of the problem in Wyandotte County has to do with mismanagement of funds. We're not going to go into a negative disposition regarding anyone, but the fact is that we have to diagnose the problem. The problem is that we have got major leakage of funds going in the wrong place that should be coming back into the community for infrastructure, for care for our youth and our seniors. And we don't have that. The money is coming in. We have huge abatements that are being presented as a positive for the community, but they are not funding the community. And we need to ensure that anyone that comes into our community, especially if they are getting gifts as a part of that coming to our community, they need to be caring for our community. They need to be sharing with our community to help us reach our goals as we are helping them reach theirs.
Provide an example of a time when you successfully organized a diverse group of people to accomplish a task.
Again, we go back to my work in the community right now. I can go further back, but why? Okay, so we put together a food pantry on Quindaro. Why Quindaro? We put them everywhere. We do them all over the city. But you asked me for one, so I'm going to give you a huge example. We had nearly 7,000 people come through to get food. We partnered with another organization to ensure, actually two organizations at that time, during the COVID, to ensure that we had enough food to feed everyone that came and needed. We had over 200 volunteers, and these folks were pulled from all over the county and Johnson County and Kansas City, Missouri. And we fed, just on site, we provided groceries, over 15,000 pounds of groceries to people in the community. That's a pretty big, a pretty big feat. And we've done that over and over. We do it at Sandstone or at Providence. I think it's called Providence Amphitheater. And we love what we do. It's not work, it's humanity. You have to reach the people and you have to know what their need is to reach them. And in order to reach them, you have to be able to put together teams of people who are willing to set aside their own person, sacrifice in order to reach those folks and provide them with what they need.
What is the most challenging part of budgeting for Wyandotte County?
Spending more than you bring in. We and giving away, to be honest, to giving away assets that should be being utilized to assist our own community. That's the bottom line. I would say that right now, and I unashamedly say, right now we have a management problem. We really need to see our city manager replaced and put in a person put in that position who understands the absolute necessity for the people to be included in the decisions of our governance.
How does community work prepare you for the position of mayor that requires more governing experience?
I would say that the job of mayor does not require more governing experience. In and of itself, I am overqualified for the job, as most people who run a household. It does not take an education for the position. I believe that it takes a determination for that position. There, as mayor in our situation, we are surrounded by people who are smarter than us. That's the key. Surrounding yourselves with people who are smarter than you, who are devoted to the team and the concept that the people matter most. So that would be the team that I believe that we need. And that is a team that we have created who will step in immediately upon election to begin to change our community to a caring and concerned community rather than a selfish community about what we can get in our area. It's my belief. It is the belief of our charter, that it is the guidance of our charter that says that our community is one. We are a unified government for a unified people. We're not experiencing that, and we need to. That's what we need to return to.
Well, that's all I have for you. Thank you, Mrs. Witt, for sharing your information with us. We wish you the best of luck and a better future for Wyandotte County.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. I appreciate the interview.